And we're live in 5, 4, 3. Just kidding. What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. Fun day, fun day. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, and messenger of God. Hey, I got a good message. Actually, I felt like I was in somebody's prayers, to be honest. I hear a lot of shit. You know, I'm in the astral realm. I'm in the ethers. I can hear, the best way I can describe it, that I've tried to describe it, is like Professor X, how he can hear everybody's thoughts. So that's typically what I hear is thoughts. But today I felt like I heard someone's prayers. You're like, what's the difference? The feeling I got when I heard what I heard. What'd you hear? Hold on a second. So normally I hear people like their wicked thoughts, you know what I mean, and shit like that. I'll hear questions and shit, but it was just the feel of it. I was brushing my hair, and I heard someone's inner child. It sounded like a small child. Their inner child, though. It wasn't an actual child. And there was, how do I know when I'm right, or I'm right in God's eyes? And it was like, I got this feeling, I'm just brushing my hair, and I hear this small child in the back of the room come up and ask me, how do I know when I'm right in God's eyes? And it was the most beautiful thing, the feel that I got by it. It was just the most beautiful thing to ask such a question. And the answer that I give to the child, but it needs to be heard by, all of his children. You know that you're right in God's eyes because you have God's eyes. When you look right upon yourself, you know what I mean? You have an inner knowing of what's expected of you. But you also have an inner knowing of when you feel good about, you. When you're very unapologetic. And not because you're narcissistic or selfish or unfeeling. It's because you feel good about yourself and you know that God accepts you. And it gets to a point because, everything, it was just really beautiful. Like, let me repeat it. How do I know that I'm good in God's eyes? When you look through your own eyes and you see that you're good, then you know you're good. No one tells you you're good until you tell yourself you're good. You know what I mean? And that's that inner drive to want to be better. It's like, I know I should have handled that better. Not because my mom said, she'd have laughed. She didn't have no fucking better morals or scruples. It's just like, damn, and that's that consciousness. It's like people are like, how do you know your intuition? How do you know when God's talking to you? How do you know when your angels are talking to you? How do you know? There's a conversation being had inside of you all the time. Whether you're conversating with your brain's conversating with other people in in its imagination, it's replaying stuff, or your heart is just talking. You know what I mean? So it's like, none of this comes without having feelings. You can't feel, you can't hear it, you can't see it, you can't grasp it. It's not inside, it's not outside, it's within. And that goes back to a lesson that I learned. Hey, I'm laughing because it's like, well, that didn't work, but it felt really good. You want to try again? In the sense of, my Holy Spirits are saying that there was some sex magic being exchanged, and that was a lot of what I was feeling. It's like they meant for you to feel what it felt like, because they know how feeling you are, and I fucking felt it. It felt delicious, here's the thing. It's like it was only skin deep. I could only feel it in my skin. I can only feel it in my skin, and that's what I was trying to explain. Is I only feel this in my skin. And you can't have a soul connection with something that's only skin deep. Meaning you only make my skin feel good. Okay? We don't associate with shit that makes our skin feel bad. You know what I mean? Like, just in general, I'm not going to do something that's going to make me feel bad. I don't want to feel bad. And that's that feelings, you know what I mean? That feels good, that feel good feeling. And that's what I mean about being in the flesh. You only want to feel good. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel bad, and that's it. It's like, you're all caught up in, you don't want to get the feelings that come with experiences, because all experiences have a good and bad feel to it. And that's in the sense of, that felt really good, but I think I'm going to feel bad later. In a sense, and that's what I mean. That's what I was looking for in those cards. It's like, where's the bad feeling going to come from? I always feel bad about some fucking shit, right? Those are just skin deep, dude. Those are just, and that's it. It's like, they come and go when you let them flow. Otherwise, you get stuck in them because you don't know how to, you know what I mean? Just let it feel. It's like, I don't feel good right now. This is a terrible feeling. Why are you crying? I'm really hurt about some bullshit. It'll go away as long as I just sit here and feel it for a while. And then it's like, you want only things that feel good. You want only things that feel good. You don't want to feel bad. So when I go back to the relationships that you have are only skin deep, means you only want a relationship if it feels good. You don't want to feel bad. You don't want to have to do all that. I don't want to. I just want to feel good. Why can't you just make me feel good? That's your feelings. Why don't you just feel good about yourself and stuff? Or why can't you acknowledge that you have feelings and they're never consistent? You know what I mean? Like me, that's what was said, is like, you might feel this way today, but I know you're not going to feel like this tomorrow. I don't know what I'll feel like. It's just feelings. They just come and go. It's like, it's just a ride of different feelings, and I try to put words on them. You know what I mean? That's it. But going back to the sex match, I felt it, but it was only skin deep. You can't penetrate. You know what I mean? If I lived in the skin and I lived in my feelings, you know what I mean, one particular feeling, then, you know what I mean, that might have worked. And when that didn't work, it's like, no, well, I'm going to make you feel bad. That didn't work either. You know what I mean? Like, mind games. I don't have a mind. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about right now. Like, I see it completely different than what you're saying. I read between the lines. Like, I know you're just talking. I can see your brain literally typing right now. Your brain it's coming straight from your brain. You see it and you write it, and you see it and you write it. And that was what I was persecuted about. He's like, you need to grow. I don't know if he even said it. I think he might have. It's like, you need to grow up and stop doing what makes you happy and start doing what's right. It's like, that's how you live. You do whatever's right and you just put your feelings aside. I don't care how this feels. I'm just going to do it. That's narcissistic. That's emotionally detached. And that's denying yourself your existence. If you don't feel any way about doing it, you know what I mean? There's no remorse. There's no conscience. There's no soul. Your soul doesn't feel bad. Your soul doesn't feel good. Your soul doesn't feel anything about what you do every day. You just be like, I don't care. I don't feel nothing. Like, how does that work? How do you turn that shit off? Not because I don't want to turn it off. And that's what it is. It's like, I was unfeeling, you know what I mean? That's a mental disorder where you've turned off your feelings because you can't deal with them. It's a coping mechanism. I had that. I had the worst one of that. How bad's yours? Obviously, this is getting pretty bad. Let's keep going. But in the sense of, it's like, I don't want to feel bad, so I don't want to have this conversation. You're making me feel bad. I'm not making you. You actually have a conscience that feels bad about what we're talking about. That's okay. What else comes with these feelings? If we get through these, there's better ones on the other side. I promise you, this is what I do for a living. You know what I mean? In that sense. But going back to, how do you know you're good in God's eyes? When you can look through your own eyes and say that I'm good. And I don't have to prove it to anyone because God approves of me and I approve of me. I approve of my message. In the sense of, me being all wild and promiscuous and all fucking, dirty mouth and all tempting and the temptress. God made Lilith in such a way. I told you who the fuck I was, motherfucker. You just haven't seen this side of me. And I wanted to show it to you and you want to fucking persecute me and use your magic on me. Well, now you're sitting there with your own feelings that you still couldn't let out when all I said was let them out. Doucher. I don't even know how you feel. And that's it. It's like, I don't know how to feel. You better start working through it because that's just going to explode in your head and in your body and on your children and in my text messages. Ha! Sorry. And that's what it is, like the queen of hell. Yes, I love this. I love watching you fucking suffer on your own accordance, by your own free will, with your inability to walk yourself out of your own problems by facing your own feelings. I laugh in your face. Wonder why I call you bitch. In the sense of, hey, I still love you, but, you know, I have a wicked tongue and a wicked mouth, and I'm hella wicked. But I'm trying to be nice. I do it all in, you know, the light, love and light, bitch. I was loving you. It was light out. Oh, God. And that's it. It's like, oh, you are such a bad person. You can't be a priestess, and you can't be a woman, and you're not this, and you're not that. No, I'm none of that. You're right. I'm God's daughter. He just sent me out here to be all this stupid shit. You guys just want to put a label on what I am, and I keep telling you I'm none of that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Whatever you say, buddy. And that's it. It's like, you got to make some sense. So you got to tell everyone, you know, like, how do you fucking describe me to people? Have you heard yourself talk to people about how you tell people who I am? At any point do you say she's a reincarnated soul? It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I think she's crazy. Most people think she's crazy, but I'm really buying it. Or what do you tell people? What do you tell people about me that's not true? Just so you can tell it. You know what I mean? And that was it. It's like, we're friends. I was like, the fuck we are. You're my twin flame. You're lying to yourself and to everyone to put a label on it. Friends don't act like this. This isn't friendly. This is way beyond friends. And if you doing that is making me a lie, I don't know how to be a friend. No, I'm not your fucking friend. And I don't know how to be a friend. Because all my friends were fake. So I don't know what a real friend is. I try to be really friendly and everybody's fake as fuck. It's all contractual. I'm only going to be friendly to you in your face. Skin deep, bro. Skin deep. Skin deep. And that's what I said too. It's like, you didn't say any of this shit to my face. You didn't say any of this shit yesterday. Now you're all in your fucking feelings. You want to tell me how you hate my life? Do you hate my life or yours? Because I didn't even know my life mattered to you. My life really doesn't matter, except for my work. You know, whatever the fuck I'm doing all day shouldn't have anything to do. And that's what I said. Who the fuck gives a fuck what I'm doing? They only want to hear what I've learned and what I've experienced. The rest of the fucking, you know what I mean? The life we live, the days of our lives. Everybody lives a stupid life. The fuck? It's the shit that you learn while you're sitting there doing stupid shit that you're like, wow, this was good for me. The lessons you learn. And that's what, you know, your life's all exciting. Bitch, because because living life is exciting when you have to, when you deal with feelings and, you kind of work through them. You know what I mean? When your feelings are pushing you to be brave and go to limits all the time, then yeah, it's a little exciting. You know what I mean? When you're listening to a higher power and you're believing in it and shit is working and it's called magic, you're like, yeah, my life is pretty magical. As I say, I'm an ain't doing shit bitch. I work, I fucking cook, I clean. I really hate to do laundry, but I do. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? In the sense of, I'm good. God is pleased with how I am, and he is only going to be more pleased in how I do, because I have the right attitude, and I'm not out here using my free will to just make myself feel good and hurt other people. Do you know what I mean? I sacrifice myself in the sense of not my feelings. Never that. How I feel is important. I'm come here for these feelings, and that's where I have these knockdown dragouts. You fucking put me in this shit, and this shit feels like shit, and this is bullshit. Why I gotta do this shit? You never had a boss? He's in charge, and I'd be fucking charging at him like, what the fuck are we doing right now? As I said, I was supposed to be downtown picking up people. Instead, I gotta tell you about what happened this morning and drive the other way. The other way. Fuck are we doing right now? He has a plan. It's not mine. I don't fucking plan. And that's what I mean too. It's like, I'm not trying to rule my day, your life, this fucking universe. I can't even control my fucking kids. The fuck? I have no control over anything. You need to grow up. I'm 42 years old. Fuck you. I have a longer fucking list of history of life experiences than you could ever imagine. Because I don't want to do some shit I already done did. You're mad that I'm doing new shit and I ain't making money at it and it ain't looking so good? Well, fuck. That's called fucking innovative, dude. And what you don't know is the shit I'm doing on this internet, it goes back for 2 years, and it's nothing but unbelievable wonders of God and healing. And, my adventures. And the beat goes on. There's a new episode, bro. And, fuck. Why do they keep bringing your character ass into this? Just kidding. That's what you should be seeing. It's like, anyways, instead of judging the role, my fucking great role, you should be judging yourself. But that's where it comes down to. It's like, You're right in God's eyes when you're right with yourself. When you know that you can look God in the face and that God looks upon your face pleased. And that's it. And I was like, God's proud of me. They love me. I love me. The more I love me and accept that he made me this way, and you can't make me feel bad about the life he's given me, and that I'm only supposed to be grateful for this life, the more pleased he is. And that's it. He could be no more pleased, because I hated God and I hated the life he gave me. You know what I mean? I'm an ungrateful bitch. I'm ungrateful for this life and all of the things you've given to me and all the fucking problems and shit. And that's when you're not right. That's when you're not right with God. But when you're right with God and everything's all right, and fine, God, whatever you say, fine. You know what I mean? Then you're right with God. It's not about feeling good and your life looks successful on paper. Oh, I'm doing things right and I've got my magic down and I've got my chakras clean and shit like that. Nah, bro, you're doing whatever feels good. Love and light, bitch. Love your life. You know what I mean? I'm doing the hard work because the hard work is what needs to be done, and I'm showing people how to do it. And it just needs to be done. Period. Period. You don't feel good. You work through those not good feelings so that you can, feel better about yourself. You don't just run from them every time you don't feel good. And that's what I do, is I run to them so that I can feel great. I feel fucking delicious. Anyways, and I had this really cool experience where I literally could almost feel him inside. Just, you know what I mean? I was like, I feel your thoughts. Like, literally, I feel your thoughts. This is crazy. And that's what I was like, that was cool. And they're like, that was some sex magic shit. I was like, that was pretty powerful. But again, it was only in my skin. I only felt you in my skin. You didn't touch my heart or my soul. You know what I mean? Fuckhead. And that's what it is you have no heart and you have no soul. You can have a mind, and you can have a dick, and you can have a pocket, and you can have, you know what I mean, a phone and a car and a fucking house. You have all these wonderful things on the outside that make your skin feel real good. But, if you don't have a heart and a soul, once I get in your skin, I'm going to rip it out. And that's where he is. He became heartless and soulless in the way he was talking to me. I was like, I thought you wanted to be my friend. You just called me psychotic. Told me I needed to repent and all kinds of shit. You just talked about my children. You talked about the men. You talked about everything. And then you threw your mother in. Are you okay? Shall we keep talking? Do you want to sit down and have coffee? He really didn't like that. It's like, no, you're supposed to feel my karma. You're supposed to feel the way I feel. The fuck I am. I feel good. I feel your dick in my fucking guts. It feels great. You want to feel this? Can I sit on your lap? No. Fine. Fuck off. That's really kind of what happened. I mean, I know I was supposed to, again, I'm in court just laughing like, bitch, I ain't wear the skin. My skin, isn't it beautiful? You want to touch it? So what? You can't. You're fucking with Lilith, bro. You're fucking with Lilith. I'll be in your fucking nightmares, bro. Stupid ass. Because you want to put me in your life. I don't want to be part of your life. Your life sucks. Don't you want to be part of mine? Haha, let's go save the people. You'll be dark and dirty about it. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? And I said that when I met, Wolfman, which I find, another synchronicity. Because this whole time, me with my wolf spirit, he doesn't actually have one. He's never even seen a real wolf. Me and my wolf spirit, I was like, me and my one-man wolf pack. And then this guy comes in with the Wolfman. And I was like, whose feelings are these? I was like, oh shit, these are mine. I was like, hold on, dude. I'm the Knight of Wands. I am all over that, dude. I am the creation of that. Could be a Sagittarius. Fucking hell the fuck yeah. And on my birthday, all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. I don't know why I keep singing that. I might have to play that song. Anyways, guys, you're right with God when you're right. And you see through God. You have God. He lives within you, dude. He's with you. He's not like outside of you and shit. Dude, he's like, he's all suffocating. He is all everything. I don't know how to really explain that, but you feel him. Like right now, the sun beating on me, I'm like, hey God, you can feel him. Like he's only in the sun? No, I just feel him coming more from the sun than anything. And yes, God, the creator of the sun. And that's usually where I talk to God. I'm like, hey God, the light. He's just the light, dude. It's like, is he the actual sun? No, he created the sun. He's not actually in any actual form. He's in everything. He's in all forms of everything, and you can see the reflection of him, and he speaks to you. Going back to it, it's like, yeah, that was so beautiful. I was just brushing my hair, and it was like this this beautiful moment where a small child in the back of the classroom comes up and says, when do you know you're right with God? And that was my answer. When you can look upon yourself and you feel right, then you know you're right with God. And that's it. Why are we always driving to be better? It's because we want to be right. Not in the mind and the ego and say, I told you, but we want to be right in the eyes of God. And that's it. It's like, it's not that that's what I said about, returning to the light. We're dark. He created us dark. We don't go back into, I don't turn from the dark goddess and then start wearing white robes when I'm in the light. I'm very much in my dark robes and my wings are black and I'm all sitting there, talking, just by myself quietly. I'm all in the dark. And when we return, we all walk back in our dark gear. We're all dark in the light. That's how he created us. But in the light, you feel the light. And that's just it too. You know what it feels like where you gotta act right. Oh, you gotta get that act right. They're watching us. We're in the room. We're in the presence of authority, and that's just it. Those the trumpets and all of them. You're like, oh, here comes the bells. Here comes the heat. In the sense of, I gotta be good. I gotta act on my best behavior. You know what I mean? And that's just, if you could try to picture it, Hercules and they invite Hades to the party. Like, it's him. And then, Zeus is like, my brother, I love you. And Hermes is all, hey, everybody loves him. That's just what he is. And that's just it. It's like, Jesus, they don't look at us like, a little like, oh gosh, why did they create them like that? But we all do a little bit of that because we're all looking at the different creations of God. We're all gods. Oh, there was this movie of Thor where he sits in an auditorium and it's all the gods of gods. And it's just that. It's like God created the gods for, the children, but we were still children of God. If that makes sense to you. He lies within you. And that's what's pushing you. Always. But you can't hear him if you can't feel. Because you can't hear him. It's a feeling. It's really not an audio voice. And that's what he said too. You hear voice. I talk to dead people too, bro. Don't get me started, yo. Why are you calling me things that are totally in my intro? Yes, I'm a witch and a mystic. He said you're psychotic. No, I am not. Let me see let's go. If you want to fucking pay for the fucking mental evaluation, because I'm not doing this again. You want to pay for it and sit down and, that's not fair. My brain is bigger than that. When I sit down with them, we're going to hook it up to a mechanism and watch it create. We're not going to watch this. You're not asking me dumb questions of what the picture is. Picture me rolling is what Pac said. Hey, you're right when you get right. So get it tight and get right. And, God loves you. It's not even like that, dude. He loves you. You're the one that doesn't feel right. And you know what you need to do to be right. And, you know what I mean? To feel right. And that's it. When you feel right, everything's right. You feel all right? Say, it's all right. Have a good time. Because this your life. Live your life. Hey, I love you. I gotta go. Laters, haters.